when he raises. But since he just called, I kind of messed up here because I didn't think about this in the game. He could have here. He doesn't have ace jack, ace queen, ace king. Like I've never seen anyone play those type of hands like that. So we could discount that he doesn't have that hand. So if I would have thought about that in the live game, I would have probably raised for value. But I didn't. I didn't because in the game I thought I'm at a position. I want to control the pot. I don't want to get too big. I got a decent hand that can go down to the end. I don't want to make the pot too big. So I'm not going to raise. I'm going to check and play him because I trust my post-flop play. So he goes there and the flop comes ace 10 5. Now I'm going to tell I'm going to get a full house. Is how you extract the chips. Now very coordinated board. There's a flush, straight. You got to be very careful. Now there's an ace. Maybe he has an ace, but then he goes ahead. I go ahead and check, which is dangerous. Now he definitely doesn't know I have an ace because I didn't check. I didn't raise pre-flop. I check on the flop with this type of board. This was what made my hand even stronger. Was this type of board and me taking this type of line. Now listen, if you play this type of line, you're gonna get burned a lot of the times. But I do that sometimes, and I'm very cautious on how I play. You know, like I do stuff like that. I take risks sometimes, but calculated risk. I feel like I think about, okay, I know for 2 diamonds they're gonna be 30% of the time he's gonna 30% of the time he's going to oh yeah, 30% of the time he's gonna catch the flush with 2 cards to come. But I'm thinking if it gets, I'm gonna see the turn to see how it comes out, because the turn is really one more card to come before I make the bet very heavy. And to make it where it's not profitable for him to call for the river if he is chasing a flush. But I'll gamble here because it's 2%. So it will be the odds of him hitting is 16%. That's like me having aces. You know what I'm saying? And the odds of him and you losing to aces if he hits the flush with 1 card to come. So what I did, I checked to show I'm okay with playing like that because I trust my post-flop play. Anyway, I check, and then he checks behind. He checks behind. And now I know he definitely doesn't have the ace. But then an ace comes out. I was like, all right, that's awesome. Because now he's never going to put me on the ace. Maybe he thinks I have a 10 or 5. But let me make sure, because I'm not sure what he has. And I went and bet small. He sees that as fishy. Maybe he has king jack or queen. Who knows what he has? Maybe a 10 himself. Maybe jack 10. Anything. He can have anything because of his limping range is super, super wide. I just don't think he's doing it with the premium hands like aces, kings, or queens. And obviously he doesn't have aces, right? Because I have the ace. I don't think he has kings either because he would have probably raised that pre-flop. But anyway, the point is that I know he doesn't have the ace. There's no sense of me betting half because he's only going to come with a hand that continues, right? You know, I don't want to scare the action. So I'm going to just show weakness. And hopefully the river comes something that can show more weakness. And since this is such a coordinated board and this hits his limping range really hard, I said, all right, I'm going to bet like I was. Remember that turn bet was very soft, was very weak. The flop and the pre-flop play was very passive, also as weakness. The flop play was weak. It shows weakness. The pre-flop it was just a check, right, on the big blind. So a lot of weakness I've been showing. All of a sudden I bet weak. This is a scary board. I know he knows that I know he doesn't have an ace, right? Hold up, I got a hand here. All right, real quick. And so I bet this 8,900. Like I didn't want to call. If you remember the video that I showed you a few days ago, I called because I knew that's a tell. So I reverse tell because I know in these tournaments, in this stage, when people are down this deep, they're at least thinking players. They might not be strong, good players or consistent players, but they're at least thinking players. Hold on, pocket eights here. How we're gonna play this? Raise. We're just gonna call. And so, yeah. So I 8,900. He thought for a bit. He didn't buy it, and that's how you extract chip, baby. That's how you maximize it. Think about it. If I would have bet on the flop, he would have folded. If I would have bet hard on the turn, he would have been suspicious. He would have been suspicious. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, little stuff like that, is how you extract chips.